Good evening, all, and welcome. I'm being windswept here by the fans with my hair, but never mind. You won't believe it, I only had my hair cut the other day. But anyway, good evening and welcome. It's Monday, and now it's Tuesday. I don't know where I am lately. It's Tuesday evening. I'm just waiting for my guest to come on, Lisa Dimino White. Um, there you go. Interesting name like mine, Bia, and she's Dimino. Be a nice spaghetti bolognese. Anyway, folks, welcome, and we've got plenty of people on tonight. 8 o'clock, the one after this, and then 9 o'clock. So lots to come and join in about and listen, or you can take part in the conversation. All you got to do is message me, and you can take part in the conversation. Gary Inkeep. Hello, Gary. How are you? Hope you're doing okay. Hello. So anyway, so if you want to be part of the conversation, all you got to do is message me, and I'm sure that we'll be able to get you on and everything else like that. Or if you want to be part of the show, be part of, all you got to do is just come to me, book a date, and we'll have you on. Here you go. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
You finally got here.
I got here. Technology and me, sometimes we're good, sometimes we're not, but we got it worked out.
Okay, you're like British Rail. It's like British Rail over here. Anyway, where'd you come from?
I'm in Denver, Colorado, US.
See, all these nice people come from different places, don't they?
Yeah,
Anyway, welcome, Lisa, and thank you very much for joining us.
it is my pleasure.
Tell us about yourself.
Oh, Steve, well, like I said, I'm out here in Colorado in the US and just really trying to get my message out there into the universe. I'm all about joy and reminding people to live their best life and just be happier than they ever thought they could be. And it's not as hard as we think it is.
Right, okay, so I'm going to give you your opportunity to do that right now because I think when you contacted me, I think, well, we all need that because after we all been through. Do you agree?
I do. I do.
So tell us what you tell us.
I believe that no matter what our struggles, we can be happier than we think we can. And it's all about what I call bursts of joy. And bursts of joy to me are things that are super small, little things that make you smile, that give you a sense of calm, a sense of peace. And the more bursts of joy we incorporate into our lives, the happier lives we have. It all adds up and makes for a wonderful life. And that's what it's all about. Just those small things that we can control. So, for example, if you like nature, make an effort. Go sit out in nature or take a walk around your neighborhood. If you like music, find a way to listen to it more often, or maybe even go to a concert when things open up a little bit more in terms of what we're able to do. But it's all about owning our own control over our joy. And when those negative things happen, accepting it, thinking it, processing it, and then making a decision to not dwell in it. There's a difference between acknowledging something and dwelling in it. That's where I think sometimes we get stuck, you know?
So if we kind of like, we all would like a bit of joy in our lives, I remember when I came, first time I came a Christian, say, and
Yeah.
I kind of like it was a bit of joy into me because it was really, really the experience in my life was changeable, and I got the grips with it. But the trouble is, a lot of people out there find being joyful, being kind of cheery, being happy, all that under one umbrella, find it very tough
Yeah.
because they've been through quite a bit.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Absolutely. And that's the thing. We've all been through stuff. Everybody's stuff is different, but we've all been through challenges. And I've met people who assume that I'm a happy and positive and optimistic person because I haven't gone through challenges. And that is so not the case. In fact, I'm joyful despite them. And, personally, I've struggled with anxiety and obsessive compulsive disorder and fear-based thinking. And when those challenges keep me from being as happy as I know I can be, that's when I know I need to take action and reach out for help when I needed it. And all of that right now is under control. I'm able to handle it, but that doesn't mean my challenges are gone. It just means that I've addressed them and worked on them to the point where I've improved them enough so that I can be joyful. And that's such a reminder to remember that everybody has challenges. Whether or not you see them on the outside, that doesn't mean they're not dealing with something. So don't assume that everybody's got it all figured out and that someone's life is perfect, no matter what they post on social media, because it's not the case. We just choose to accept and acknowledge our situation and find a way to be joyful and thrive despite it, whether that's something we can do ourselves or with a community or with a professional. That's the
Mm.
that's the important thing, is taking
I
control.
think I think you're right, Lisa, because what we do is we kind of like we show not ourselves really, but when we go on social media, we tend to show off, or we've done this, we got that. We even show our, I see some people showing their tea sometimes, or their meals and stuff, and I'm thinking, yeah, okay, um, but they don't show, the under what's underneath
Exactly.
that, because they're probably afraid. Do you agree?
Absolutely. It is tough to be truly authentic and open and vulnerable. And when COVID happened initially back in March of 2020, I was I was sent into a tailspin of fear and anxiety and terror. I was just this is as somebody who's obsessed with germs, this is my worst nightmare. And when my friends and acquaintances would talk to me and I would tell them how terrified I was, they couldn't believe it because they didn't know that side of me. Well, of course they didn't know that side of me. Why would they? I would never have shown them that. But then I realized, you know what? By talking about my fears and my insecurities and my vulnerabilities, I'm reminding everybody that we all have something. So even if people on social media or people in your life, you think they've got it all figured out, they might, but I highly doubt it. They've got some challenges too.
Yeah, you're very wise, you are, aren't you?
I like to think so, but I just love to help people recognize their greatness. We all have something about us that contributes so much joy and positivity to the world. We do. And too often we don't appreciate our own awesomeness. We don't acknowledge our own greatness because we're too busy focusing on what we don't do well or what
Yeah,
somebody else does better than we do. And
yeah.
I've seen it so often where people just get down because there's this one little thing that they can't get right. They don't feel like they excel at. And I'm here to tell you it's okay. You don't have to be perfect in every aspect of your life. Nobody expects that, and they shouldn't expect that of themselves either. It's a lot of pressure.
None of us is perfect, are we? None of us.
Yeah.
I wish I was perfect though, but we're not.
Don't we all?
Yeah, don't we all? Yeah, don't we all? But the trouble is, what started you off? Was it because you got a faith like I do, or is it because you've been through some bad times and you thought, well, you know, I need to change? What started all this off for you?
I've always been an optimistic and happy gal. It's just who I am. I can remember being a kid and someone once told me, "Your positivity and your happiness makes me a little nauseous." Well, thanks. Thanks for that. But some people just, when somebody's high energy, sometimes that rubs people the wrong way, and that's okay. But I've always had that positive enthusiasm. And as I've gotten older, it's continued, but I've also had these struggles. And so over the last couple of years, I've really started talking about it because I want to encourage everyone out there to live their happiest, most joyful life. And that doesn't mean that you have a life that has no problems or that has no challenges. It's just thinking of things in a different way. I'll give you an example. I am a professional coach. That's what I do. I encourage people to accept their situation. Let's deal with it. Let's improve it how best we can. And then at some point, we have to let those challenges go and live joyfully and look to tomorrow at what's great
Mm-hmm.
and what's working. And I have a client who she was setting a party up for her teenage son, and it went great. The kids had a great time. And she said to me, it would have been perfect if I had remembered to get those fresh flowers for the table. Do you think those teenage boys cared if there were fresh flowers on the table? Do you think that they could have said, this would have been perfect, except for fresh flowers were missing? And it dawned on her that she was putting this ridiculous expectation and amount of pressure on herself for absolutely no reason. And it was freeing for her to realize that that event was perfect just the way it was. The fact that there weren't flowers on the table was more for her than for him. And she was putting
Yeah,
this
yeah.
ridiculous frustration on herself for no reason. We take things too seriously sometimes. I think we just need to relax and recognize that sometimes good enough really is good enough.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, we do. We live, we do take things seriously sometimes.
Yeah.
I've done around about what I don't know, about 300 and so many shows now on here, and we help a lot of people.
Yeah.
And every time I hear something, the words is, you know, we don't do enough to help people.
Right.
And because this is what we're all about here. We like to help people.
Yeah.
That's why we get people on. We don't charge anybody. We have our regulars through the week come on, and we need to get a message. Everybody's got a message of
Right.
hope.
Absolutely.
And we need to get it out there because we've been through some bad times.
Yeah.
And we don't have to be kind of like miserable all the rest of our lives. I say, I say, be glad for what you got today because tomorrow you might not be there. I'm not trying to be morbid.
No, but it's true. That
It's true.
perspective helps us appreciate what we have, especially when we're struggling and maybe we wish we had something else or something different or
Yeah, yeah,
something
yeah.
more. It's that perspective of, we may feel like we don't have what we want, but do you know that there's somebody, probably a lot of people, who would do anything to have what we have or be where we are or experience what we're experiencing. So it's really just a matter of gratitude and appreciation and accepting who we are and where we are and seeing the beauty in it.
Yeah, no, I know somebody who is kind of like um, well off. They're okay, it's comfortable, and they got everything they want. And I remember one time the couple split it up, and one of them said, "I haven't got no food, Steve." And I said, "Put it this way: even the birds, outside, it's got look for their food every day, and you are moaning."
Yeah.
Well, they do,
Yeah.
don't they?
Yeah.
And the trouble is, we live in a world where there is no joy. There's no joy in some people. You
Yeah.
know, and what you do about spreading joy, I think that is a blessing because we all need to share joy, peace, and sometimes a bit of understanding.
Yes. If we've learned nothing in the past year and a half, that is absolutely right. And it's so important to, as hard as it can be, I love to remind people that we are all on team human, because there's a lot of opposite opinions around going on, and that breaks my heart because it's all that anger and fear is coming from a place of uncertainty and a lot of fear and anxiety. But at the end of the day, we are all on the same team and we are all doing the very best we can with the information we have and what we believe. So I believe that it's truly important to try to create those bursts of joy, not only for ourselves, but also for others,
Mm.
in very simple ways. I mean, it's a matter of, when you have a colleague or a friend who has an important business meeting next Tuesday and she's nervous about it, put a note on your calendar to send her a quick text message that morning. Hey, I'm thinking of you. You're going to rock. It's going to go great. I just know it. Just so they know you're thinking of them. It doesn't take a lot of time or money. It's just a quick reminder that someone thought of you. I think those bursts of joy that we can create for those around us, huge, huge, because that friend or colleague or associate is going to feel all the feels that you thought of them in that moment, that morning. Do you
Yeah,
see? It's the little
yeah,
things that really
yeah.
make a difference.
Let's talk about your business. So, how long have you been doing this now for?
It's been about a year and a half. My website is thejoyseeker.com. And on my website, I have a blog, which I love. I love to write because I feel like I can really share my struggles, my thoughts, my observations with the world. And it's been just a wonderful, wonderful feedback opportunity for people to share their thoughts as well. I also have information on my book. It's called Bursting with Happiness. It's all about bursts of joy, how we can create bursts of joy for ourselves and others. And I also have a podcast also called Bursting with Happiness, where I talk about how I find joy during everyday little things here and there. But I also have guests on who talk about their strategies for joy, how they find joyful moments. And some people have gone through some really tough stuff, and they talk about their journey and how they maintain joy, if not during that difficult time, after they came out on the other side. And it's just such an inspirational, fun conversation that I have with people, one person at a time, just reminding them of the joy that's out there and that they are stronger and more awesome than they realize.
Really good, really good. So, so with your business, then, how many clients do you have each time, or is it just one at a time you can deal with?
So, my coaching right now, I'm doing one on one sessions with people. There's also a coaching page on my website, thejoyseeker.com. I love being someone's cheerleader, accountability partner, and sounding board. As a coach, as a professional coach, that's what I do. I give my clients the space to think things out, talk things through, whether they're thinking about making a professional change. Maybe they feel like they're not as happy as they know they can be. I always call it, let's take you from average to awesome, because awesome is there. You may not know what that missing piece is right now. You may just feel like there's got to be something more. And in the work that we do together, we talk it out. We talk about the different aspects of your life, how things are feeling in each area, where your dream would be to be in each of those areas. And then we put a plan in place and we say, okay, let's come up with a strategy. And so often, one of the greatest things that I do for my clients is remind them of how far they've come. We're so busy looking at that goal line that we forget to look behind us and see the progress that we've made. And sometimes when I put that in front of someone and remind them of how far they have come, their mind is blown because they realize, wow, I really did come a long way. I am stronger than I think I am. And when they're dealing with a challenge, I'm very quick to remind them of a challenge that they've already gotten through, that they survived and overcame and achieved whatever goal it was there, so they can do it again. It's all about believing in ourselves. And that's what I have the privilege of doing for my clients. And I love it. I love it so much. It brings me joy to see them succeed. You there, Steve?
Hi.
There you are.
Yeah, I'm still here. Don't worry. Do you believe in yourself?
Do I believe in myself?
Yeah.
100%. Not to say that there's not times when I don't. I think that's another mistake we make. We think that to be successful, we can't ever have moments of doubt. And I think that is the worst thing we can do, because there are plenty of days where I don't believe in myself, or plenty of moments where I question, or plenty of moments when the joy seeker is not so joyful. So we can't expect to live without having those negative feelings. I get them just like everybody else. But what's the difference is I don't allow myself to stay in them. I allow myself to feel the feelings, but when I am having a moment where I'm questioning my abilities or my skills or what the heck I'm doing. I remind myself of the impact I've made in the universe and to others. And it reminds me, Lisa, you do know what you're doing. And the fact of the matter is, my passion, my desire to help people, it comes through. Whether or not I feel 100% confident all the time, my passion for helping people is always there, 100% of the time. And that's often what really matters.
Great, great. Got some questions here for you.
Yeah.
Uh, Brilliant. Hang on for a second. Let me get them off my radio site if I can. Oh yeah, here we are. I'm still trying to get used to this. Here we go. Hi Lisa, thank you very much for coming on Steve's show. We'd love to have you back again. I think I want to hear about your book. Yes, I had something planned about that. I will ask her to come back because I do want to speak to her about her book. Um, Hi Lisa, thank you very much for sharing. Joy, we all need joy in our lives, and thank you very much for bringing some joy into mine.
Thank you.
That's, that was really nice. Thank you, guys.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I just encourage your audience, don't overthink it. Don't overthink that joy has to be something huge or monumental. I mean, yes, those things are wonderful. When you get a promotion or you get a raise or you find the love of your life, those are all wonderful and will bring joy. But don't forget that that may not happen for a while, months, years. Let's remember to be joyful in between now and then. Gesundheit, bless you. And it's just a matter of the simple things because those simple, simple things really add up to a joyful and happy you. Don't wait.
yeah, yeah. No, it's just my wife. She, yeah. There you go. She was kind of like, and she was trying to hold it, but she couldn't. There you go. Marie, oh yeah, Marie. Hi Lisa. I'd love to hear more about you. Does Steve is Steve making arrangements for you coming back on? I will do, guys. Give me some chance. Give me some chance. I'm not finished it yet. Um, Hi Lisa. I love everything about you. You sound a sound person. Thank you very much. Steve should give you an ordinary spot. Um, you put a lot of pressure on me, guys. Hi, Steve. Would it be possible if Lisa comes back on yet? Um, can you tell me more about your website and where can I find it? I tried looking for your website just now, and I couldn't find it. Joyseeker.com.
Thejoyseeker.com.
Thejoyseeker.com. Okay, so
Yes.
thejoyseeker.com.
Yes.
Guys, I did that. I tried finding it just now when Lisa was speaking, and I couldn't find it. But thejoyseeker.com,
Yes.
and I'll make sure I put it on my website for you,
Thank
so
you.
everybody will have a look. Hi Lisa, everybody needs joy in their lives. Thank you very much. What a guest. Um, I Steve, would it be possible we can have Lisa back? I Steve, would it be possible if I could find out more about a book? So how can people get your book?
Just go to thejoyseeker.com and there's a tab that says book. Just click right there. It'll take you to the book and you can order it on Amazon. It's called Bursting with Happiness.
Bursting with happiness. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We all need a bit of happiness in my life, don't we?
We do.
Um, I, Steve, would it be possible if you can have Lisa back on talk about the book? Yep, we are doing that. Don't worry, we are sorting it. God, these people, they don't give me a chance. Uh, I, Steve, Marie again. Oh, I've just found a website really, really good. Could you tell Lisa, would it be possible if she does any training online or counseling online?
Yes, absolutely. I do coaching. So
Yeah,
simply send me an email, lisa at thejoyseeker.com, and I'll get in touch with you. Happy to chat.
thank you, brilliant. I, Steve, would it be possible? Yes, yes, guys, God, I don't know. Um, would it be possible, Steve, if you can have Lisa back on? really such a wonderful guest. Where do you find these people? I'll tell you where I find them in a skip. What I do is I go along the road and there's a big skip and I pick them all out and say, right, you would do, you would do, you would do. No, I don't. I'm only joking. I'm only joking. All right, Steve, would it be possible we could have Lisa back on? She's got a wonderful story, isn't she? It's worth sharing. Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you. Um, Lots of love, Lisa. You are a star. I'm going to go onto your website now and have a look.
Great. Great.
Good, good. So yeah, guys, so go to thejoyseeker.com and
Exactly.
and go on there and you can see it and listen to her podcast.
Yeah.
Join into her podcast, and it'd
I
be good,
just
wouldn't it?
I just released an episode of my podcast, Bursting with Happiness. You can find that on iTunes, Spotify, or Google Podcasts. I interviewed a gal who has Tourette's syndrome, and she has found, believe it or not, so much joy in her condition and has used that as an opportunity to connect with people and remind them to find joy. And it is probably one of my top 5 episodes because she's so real and just has such a unique perspective. So I highly recommend that episode. It's my most recent and Bursting with Happiness, the podcast.
So yeah. All right, Steve. This podcast, some podcasts, they don't do live episodes, like what you do on StreamYard. Is that for a reason? Some people just don't like doing live episodes, guys. They don't want to be, on StreamYard or any other live feeds. They just want to do kind of like recording sometimes and
Yeah.
everything. It's not a problem, guys, because people do work and everything. They got to fit it in, but it's worth going. It's worth going on and listen to different podcasts when you can. Not
Yeah.
but going to Lisa, not no one else's. No, no. But don't tell everybody else because they'll tell me off. Um, they will. They'll shoot me. Steve, would it be possible if we can have Lisa back on? Great guest. Thank you, Steve. Um, Steve, would it be possible if? No, guys, I cannot. No, no, we don't. We don't have numbers ourselves. We don't give out phone numbers and nothing like that. Or personal emails. We don't do that. We get a lot of people asking for phone numbers and personal emails. We don't give them out. It's all confidential. I don't even have it, guys. Honestly, we don't have anything. All we do is just have information on them. Um, I love all your guests lately, Steve. Where do you find them all? Um, I'll go back to the skip again, shall I? No, no, I'm only joking. Hi, Steve. Thank you so much. Um, just to finish off, basically, if somebody now who is listening is going through a bad time, they're really, really down. Say, like us, for example, someone's relationship has ended,
Mm,
right? And they're feeling so low, feel
of
real down,
course.
right? How can and someone came along to you and said, Lisa, I need your help. What advice would you give them?
Well, the first thing I would say is let's talk about it. Allow yourself to feel sadness because the end of a relationship, that's hard. I would never say you should be happy right now. Forget about the sadness. Absolutely not. We have to feel what we feel. We're humans. We have
Mm,
to feel those emotions and the sadness and the mourning of that relationship. But we don't want to stay in that space. And what we're going to do is talk about what makes you happy and how to remind you of the joy that's out there. And we're going to start doing more things that are going to bring you joy regularly and reminding you of the skills and the talents and the gifts that you have to offer this universe. And pretty soon, you're going to feel so good about who you are that you're going to feel better about every situation, even this one that seems right now so hard, but it's really all about one step at a time. You're going to be fine, but it's one moment, one day at a time. And don't put too much pressure on yourself to feel better right away. It's a process. You have to let yourself feel the pain and you know that you're worthy and worthwhile and you are going to be and you deserve to be happy.
yeah, and you're going to be okay.
Yeah, of course.
Because at the end of the day, we all got to go through the pain
Yes,
and go through, and then go through all the healing. Then we're going to be
absolutely.
okay.
Absolutely. It may not feel like it right now, but you will be.
Yes, yeah. Honestly, I get a lot of people talk to me, especially young people, and I had an 18-year-old on ages ago now, and she was saying, "Steve, I'm having problems with my relationship, and I'm going through a bad time, and this is the one. I want to marry him and all this lot." And the relationship didn't work out, and she was thinking about suicide, thinking
Oh,
about everything. And I must admit, when I was younger, I was like that. I wanted to jump up a bridge and everything,
mm,
and things like that. But the trouble is, when you're 18, you're young. You will kind of like go through problems, relationship problems, and one day you will kind of like meet somebody.
right.
You know, you will meet somebody that is kind of like right for you.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
I remember my wife now, Michelle, telling me. She said, "The trouble with men is they're a big problem." And I said to my wife, I said, "What do you mean by that?" She said, "Well," she said, "because men cause the problem." And I said, "Well, why does men cause the problem?" It's because they feel abandoned quite a bit. And what I'm trying to say about that is this: that when somebody's in a relationship with somebody, they feel that, oh, they're not loved properly and they're not wanted, and but they are. People are loved. I love everybody. I love everybody. I ain't got, but the trouble is, everybody is loved in this world, and if everybody got on instead of all the evil, the arguments, and everything, I think we have a better place, don't you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you very much for Lisa. Brilliant. I tell you what, that was really, really good. I really enjoyed that. Don't forget, guys, we're going to be back around about 8 o'clock for some more for you. But oh no, when's the next one? 9 o'clock. Sorry, my wife just reminded me the 8 o'clock is cancelled. I'll tell you what, I've got a good secretary. She does
Yes,
all my
you do.
bookings. She does all my bookings for me. If you stay there for a sec, I can have a chat. In the meantime, I'm going to say goodbye and I'll see you about 9 o'clock.
Bye,
And
everybody. Thank you.
thank you. Bye bye.